The film Me and You and Everyone We Know by Miranda July is an odd film, to say the least. But the filmmaking style is very different, well, not very different, but quite different to mainstream media at that time, but also kind of now as well. But there's lots of subplots, which is a common thing for independent films. But for mainstream media, usually it sticks to one single storyline following one character, or one character and their friends or family or something. But in Me and You, Everyone We Know, it follows Richard, it follows the woman that Richard meets and falls in love with. It follows Richard's two sons. It follows two teenage girls who are a bit weird. There's just loads of different characters, and they all have their own part in the story, and they all kind of link up, kind of like in Pulp Fiction, where it shows each of the characters as their storylines. They kind of intertwine together, and some of them who you didn't expect to intertwine together end up somehow meeting in the end, and nearing the end of the film. So it's cleverly done in that way. That it's kind of like it's a small world sort of thing, where one character that's related to another character is somehow related to this other character. And yeah, that's not really a common thing used in mainstream media. Usually it's just guy, girl, following them and their life and who they meet, and occasionally it will go to other characters, but it will mainly stick to one character. Another thing that's different about Me and You and Everyone We Know is it's quite, well, the ending isn't very typical. It doesn't tie up anything. It just kind of ends, I guess, with Richard and I've forgotten her name, the woman that he meets, the odd artistic woman. They have some sort of bond by the end, but it isn't really specified whether they're fully in love or if they're going to get together or anything. It just kind of shows some sort of connection there. And Richard's eldest son, he just carries on with his life after everything that's happened. And Robbie as well, after he meets that woman that he was talking to online, and then it ends with him outside finding that the clicking that he hears in the morning is not the lamps being turned on, it's a guy waiting for a bus with a penny trying to waste time, which I guess it ties up that for the character, but it doesn't really tie up the whole story. So yeah, that's quite different to mainstream media. Also, I noticed that there's quite a lot of bright colours throughout the whole film. It's all very bright and colourful, but the storyline isn't very happy. It's all lots of they're all quite lonely characters, and they're all trying to find a connection with someone, either that love or family, or just trying to pass the time and be with someone. But yeah, it's got some dark themes in there, and also so the fact that it's used quite bright colours, and there's a few scenes outside where it's all bright and colourful and it's nature and stuff, it kind of contrasts, because usually in mainstream media, if it's a dark storyline, they use dark tones, dark colours, it's all kind of dreary and the weather is not nice and it's all kind of horrible, to kind of display this sort of dark tone. But in a way, it keeps, by having it so bright and colourful, it makes it more realistic in the fact that the weather's not gonna magically start raining if, for instance, you break up with, or like you get a divorce. It's not gonna suddenly start raining when you leave the house, because that doesn't really happen in real life. In real life, it could be a nice sunny day and then something terrible could happen to you. So I guess it kind of keeps it realistic how life really is, in a way.